Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That is, with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. We greet you with the greetings of peace, the greetings of all Muslims in Islam. Assalamu alaikum. We are very pleased to be addressing a topic or subject, freedom in al-Islam, or freedom in Islam. First of all, the Prophet of Islam, the last Prophet, Mohammed, upon him be the prayers and the peace, he is reported to have said, Kullun Rai, and that means in English, every one of you is entitled to his opinion. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. So I start here with the idea of freedom in Islam. Human beings are prided in Islam for human intelligence. Human intelligence. Muhammad the Prophet said of the human brain that God made nothing more resourceful, nothing having more use and better use than the human brain. When we look at man's influence in the natural environment, we see that no other life presents itself as human life presents itself. No other life has changed the natural environment as humans have changed the natural environment. And I think it's very inspiring, really, to see how some of God's creatures, small creatures, beneath man, much beneath man in evolution or in developmental growth over the history of their life. But it's impressive to see their contribution to the environment. Bees, for one, they build their nests and honeycombs, and they have their life, their living community. They actually have a very impressive community. But there are ants and other creatures too, the beavers, how they work, cut wood, cut logs, or cut wood, and build them a house on the water. It's very impressive. But nothing compares in any way with man's imprint on the natural environment. Man has altered the natural environment greatly. So much so that the animals and plants and everything have been changed somewhat, have been increased or decreased, have been improved or not improved because of man taking over the environment, dominating the environment. I'm not looking at the problems for the environment right now. I'm just looking at and hoping you'll be looking at with me the great power and youthfulness of the human brain. Man used to live in the wilds like animal, but his brain would not let him stay in the wild, living like animal. His brain produce for him ideas, plans for changing his environment. Today we live in the human environment, and it almost shuts out the natural environment. There's so many constructions built by man, roads, buildings, transportation, built by man for man. So you walk out out of your house, out of your private quarters, and most of the time there's no attraction to pull you away from what man has established. Unless it's raining or storming or something, then you look up sky maybe. Or if it's very hot and bright sunny day, you might look up at the sky. But our attention is drawn to the works of man. And because man has been given the freedom in this creation or in the material world, man has been given the freedom to think and act upon his thoughts. We see man as being very, very special in the creation of all the things that we know in the material existence or in the material world or the universe. Because of this very, very special endowment, God has endowed a man with this brain and intellect and freedom to think and then act upon his thoughts, to alter creation, to alter his own life for the better, hopefully, always for the better, hopefully. It's a precious gift. It's a precious freedom we have. And that's where freedom should really start. Freedom should start with the most useful part of human life, the most useful part of human life. Useful in terms of serving human betterment, but also useful in terms of serving the betterment of the natural environment also, natural environment as well. So that's where freedom should start. And when we think of our freedom in the United States of America, we see that freedom started with freedom of the intellect. In fact, our great leaders of our society, they would trace the history of freedom to the philosophers, the thinkers, men of deep thought called philosophers. And one of the great philosophers, he said, "I think, therefore I exist." His exact words, "I think, therefore I am." I think, therefore I exist. So for human identity, we have to start with the human mind, with the human mind. The human mind is where we see the true human identity. If we were not free thinkers, if we could not think independent of our circumstances, if we were created and kept formed in the earth, we don't have to use the term created. If we were formed in the earth, in creation or in the earth, like an animal or a plant, as an animal we'd be governed by habit. The bird builds a nest. It's instinct, it's habit. Over a long period of time, that has just become life for the bird to build a nest. And we could take any other living creature in creation and look at its life and look at its history, and we will see the same picture. The same picture would show itself, that they are not changing like man is changing. They have not changed the way they live. over a long period of time, the stretch of their lifeline, the stretch of their existence, except when you look at the progress for their biology. You know, science says that many of these creatures, that the way they look now, they didn't look like that originally, but they were not formed yet. So we're not really talking about those creatures, you know. If you're talking about something biological, or some germ that was a dog and doesn't look like a dog, it's not having the picture of a dog, so we're not talking about a dog. And same thing for humans. If you're talking about some form of life that existed, but it didn't take on this picture and this design that we have, so you're not really talking about a human. You're talking about the beginning of existence for a particular life. But once that life form takes a life form, then we can say we're talking about that life. So when we look at man and look at the other creatures, man is superior, much superior to all other living things. And man has taken pride in his superiority, the superiority of his intellect, superiority of his intelligence, superiority of his brain. He has taken pride in that. And the brain serves community. The brain serves family. The brain serves the human heart. The brain serves the human heart. The heart tells me, oh, this is a burden on my heart to look at these conditions the way they are. And heart tells me that it's a burden. These conditions, the bad conditions in my life, bad conditions in my area, bad conditions in my neighborhood, bad conditions for my friend, or for a stranger. And my heart will dictate to me, you know, say, this is not comfortable. Who takes over the responsibility to do something about it? Or what part of me will take over the responsibility to do something about it? My brain. My brain. All right. So when the prophet said, each of you is a leader in his own right, entitled to his own opinions, the prophet was giving us an idea of freedom in Islam. We have a concept we call shura, and that shura is a governing body. And we are told in our holy book, Quran, that the believers, the Muslims, we conduct our affairs by shura, having members in a body qualified upon their character, good character, and knowledge and experience as Muslims, to know how to judge matters, how to contribute to decision making on all levels of concerns, smallest to the biggest. This is required of Muslims. If we address an issue in our life, we should address it with respect for one another, those who have knowledge, experience, and good character, and can make a contribution to a discussion and to a decision. So we can come to a decision as to what to do. So it's called shura bainahum. And that's respect for each other's intelligence, for each other's character and intelligence. And a lot of us forget that intelligence evolved man's. Intelligence evolved even man's moral life. Intelligence evolved man's romance with females. Without intelligence, his romance would be disgraceful in a human society. So we tend to want to separate morals or moral life from intelligence or from rational life. We can't do that. Moral life is intelligent life if it's advancing. If your moral life is advancing, that's intelligent life. there's intelligence in every aspect of human form, of the human form. There's intelligence in my hand. There's intelligence in my ear. There's intelligence everywhere. There's intelligence in my skin. If something gets on my skin tells me it's not comfortable. That's intelligence in my skin. So man's life, whole life is intelligence. When a baby cries because it has dirt on it, it has dirty its diaper, and it cries, it wants someone to come, mommy or somebody, to come and clean it, take it and put on a nice fresh diaper. You call that moral? Have the baby grown up to understand what we mean by moral? That ain't moral, that's intelligence. So we seem to categorize intelligent life, we seem to categorize intelligent life and say this is moral and this is rational. But no, you cannot make that kind of separation and be correct. For moral thinking, if it's good moral thinking, it's also rational. So freedom should be freedom of the dome. Free dome. This is a dome on top of the house. This is the dome on top of the temple, huh? Or on top of the house. This is the dome. The president, he sits in the oval room. It's a big dome. Yes. And churches and mosques like to have a lot of them design a big dome. Big dome. It all started right here. The dome, the head, the brain. And an open area, big round open area, is really a reference to the sky. Country dwellers, when they wake up in the morning, they don't look at buildings and all these obstructions in their view. They look at the open land. And it seems like the sky is coming down and touching the earth. Like it's one big dome over the earth. So that's the freedom we want. We want the freedom to engage the total environment with our brains. Now, all of us won't be interested to do that. But we want those who will be interested to do that. We want philosophers in modern times. They shouldn't just be a thing of the past. We want philosophers in modern times, those who will engage creation with their intelligence, with their heart. The heart is intelligent. Nat Cole, he used to really be my man, and he sung a song once called "My Foolish Heart." Well, if there's a foolish heart, it must be also an intelligent heart. You wouldn't use that kind of language if the heart didn't have intelligence. My foolish heart. Yes. Yes. So we want intelligence, we want to take pride in intelligence, and we want freedom for our intelligence. You can lock my body up in a cell for some reason, just justified or not. But if I have an active mind, my mind will be free. And I can make a lot of progress for my life while physically confined. Maybe spend a year or two in confinement, or 10 years or 20 years in confinement. Come out with an idea and a plan and build a wonderful life for myself. Using my intelligence when my body was confined. My intelligence was free. So the idea of freedom we have today is, I would say, a reaction to bad experiences, or a reaction to denials. Or the United States used to hold us back. They ain't gonna hold me back anymore. We free now. So I'm free to play music so loud it hurts my ears. It punishes my ears. About 10 years of it, I won't be able to hardly hear. But I'm free. I can turn this box up as loud and turn the volume up as high as it'll go, and pull up beside you and give you some of it too in the streets, you know. Pull up beside you and shake your car with my volume. You free to do that. Free to be vulgar, free to be rude, disrespectful in your home, disrespect family members, your mother, your father. This is free. Is this a freedom? No, that's not freedom. That's freedom for the ignorant interest, not freedom for the intelligent interest. Real freedom starts with the freedom for the intelligent interest, not for the ignorant interest. So I hope we will be able to come back to what is real freedom. And this is freedom in Islam, and this is also freedom for Bible people. We have the same freedom given to us by the God, the one God, who revealed the scripture to the prophets. And the Christians have it as a Bible, and we have it as our Quran, the holy books. So don't think I'm telling you something about Islamic freedom that's not also true of freedom for the people who follow the Bible. So I would like to now take questions or comments from my guests I have with me here today.
Thank you very much, buddy. Now, my question is, would be, what's the greatest holdback for us today from achieving and enjoying our freedom? It's freedom of spirit, mind, etc.
Yes, the greatest holdback.
Or hinder.
Yes, the greatest holdback is the separation from progressive life, the loss of our best traditions. That's the greatest holdback. We have lost our greatest traditions. Our leaders, before the Emancipation Proclamation, our leaders were leading their people to have an appreciation for human life and to not tolerate a life subhuman or a life of a slave under a people that claim natural superiority or human superiority over blacks. So that was the beginning of our freedom. That our leaders, males and females, there were females among them too. Our leaders, our thinking people, that proved to be helpful, very helpful, and got recognition from their own people in the bad circumstances, and became their leaders, their mouthpiece, the mouthpiece for those people. They were trying to address us, to give us a stronger spirit for declaring our right to be treated as other human beings are treated, whites or anybody. You see, so that tradition was taken over by the church. In time, the church became the place for that, for those discussions. The text of the preacher would have teachings and influence, words that would influence the members of that subjected, controlled society to get a better sense of worth as a person, and to build on the better sense of worth as a person, so that their spirit to demand change and better would grow. And from the slaves and from the church leadership to Du Bois and political leadership, it progressed. The political leaders were addressing the same thing. The need for us to appreciate the great, beautiful life, the beautiful and great life that we call human life. To appreciate it and put pressure on a society that was denying us the right to express that human life. After Du Bois, then came other movements. In education, we had Carter G. Woodson. And he was saying that the way we were perceiving our own life was influenced by those who were denying us our life. And we should come to see our own life with our own eyes and our own intelligence. And take responsibility for writing our own history. This Carter G. Woodson. So when we look at the life of our life in the past and how that life was advanced from slavery to the day, we see a continuous effort to better the human condition of black people in society and also at home. That's our real lifeline. That's the real lifeline of a people. So if we forget that, if we lose that life, we're supposed to give it to our children like the ones living on the farms and on the plantation gave it to their children. They didn't leave their children without that understanding. They gave the children that understanding. It was Du Bois who said that we will progress in the measure that we are willing to teach our children to think. And he didn't mean just think anything. He meant think progress for the human life of the black man or the black people. Think progress for the human life of the black people. So this is what we are missing more than any other thing, I think. We are missing the traditional life. We are missing the progressive life. We have just forgot about it. We have been separated from it. So we feel no consciousness to conform to something that's truly ours. Our history and our life is ours. Nobody else's. It's ours. So we don't have that consciousness anymore. And so every influence in the air can reach us, even the bad influence that will take us from having a good human condition to giving us a bad human condition.
There's a question, Imam, that expression in the Quran, says 3 words. It's much more in the Quran, but I'll say it in Arabic. It's idkhilul silmi kaffah.
Yes.
And what a translation gives it, entering Islam all the way.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, actually, Silma is from peace, as you know. It's from the word peace, from the root. The root is peace, salama. And they say Islam, and that's what it means. But Silma means enter into the state of peace, conditions for peace, with your whole life. That's what it means. With your whole life. So don't just enter with your soul, your individual soul. Enter with your family, your community. Yeah, because your life extends. You're not living separate. Your life is not separated from your family. Your life is not separated from your community. Your life is it belongs to your family, and your life belongs to your community. So to enter into peace completely, kafa means completely. That means don't leave out your interest in your family, don't leave out your interest in your community. Don't be satisfied until all of this is at peace.
Yes. There's another one other, thank you for that, because it's been there for a long time to understand. You hear it all the time, come into a cafe all the time.
Yeah.
So there's a message that we're understanding from that.
Yes, completely,
sir.
with your whole life.
Yes, sir.
First, it starts with the individual.
Uh-huh.
You don't want peace just for your spiritual side. You know, a lot of people, they think that you shouldn't expect peace in this world except for your soul.
Yes.
But what about peace for my interest and being able to support my family and myself and my family without begging somebody or being on welfare, public aid, assistance or something?
Yeah.
What about that peace I need? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
every aspect of the human life wants peace. That's what Allah is telling us in Quran.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was, and you could probably have one too, is that there are many misconceptions about Islam in the media that gives a negative image. What is your position, and how do we feel as Muslims how we can correct this?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, first of all, Islam is to be expressed in community life. Life needs opportunity for expression. See? And there's no better opportunity for expressing human life than community setting, the community setting. So I think if Muslims just come into that spirit, know where they're to focus their life in community. In time, we will make more and more contributions to our community picture. The picture of African American or Muslim community will get better and better. It will improve more and more. And when the press sees this and others sees this, they'll have a much better picture and opinion of us, and we'll get better press.
Yes.
When southern newspapers, these suburban newspapers, when they learn from us that we are really planning our life in the suburbs, that we intend to have businesses in the suburbs, we intend to have homes in the suburbs, we intend to build homes in the suburbs. When they learned this, the newspaper came to us, came to me and to some others, and they were very excited about that. And what they gave us in their report was very favorable. It was impressive. It was good. So you know, we can go and talk to them about ideas, ideology, you know, and all that. But until we grow our life form in community setting, they're not going to have too much to say about us.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
I got it. Did you want to ask a question?
Yeah, Brother Imam, in terms of your topic of freedom, I have the Bible quote according to the Bible.
Yes.
John the Baptist baptized Jesus. Then it says the heaven opened up and the Spirit came down to him like a dove.
Mm-hmm.
Would you communicate that to us?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I recall reading that somewhat myself in the Bible. You know, John the Baptist symbolizes, as I understand it, he symbolizes one who wanted to awaken and arouse the senses in the person. Awaken and arouse their senses, you know. And Jesus, according to John the Baptist, was really too high in his mind and his opinion of the person Christ, peace be on Christ Jesus. He was really a little bit too high. It wasn't comfortable for Jesus to even accept for John the Baptist to accept the baptized Jesus. But Jesus he instructed him, so he bid it. He had to do it. He had to baptize Jesus. So I think it's put there to just say when Jesus's human sensitivities were called upon to awaken or respond, that his sensitivities was not on earth, not down here with us. They were up in the heavens. And a symbol of that for his sensitivities was a dove, that he was really a messenger of peace. The dove is used to carry messages. It's a messenger bird. Yes.
Well, I have one last question for myself, and that was we often speak about Muslims, Christians, and Jews in terms of that we have connections with each other. How do people of faith find common ground with each other in their faith, and what do they need to do to find scriptural connections with each other?
Yeah. First of all, we need to study, if we're going to live together, and we are, we're not going to have a planet where we can go to enough of Muslims, you know? We're going to have to live with one another. So since God has put us together, we have to live with one another, then the first thing for us to do is to study what is responsible for my life. Study what governs my life. So for us, it's the Quran and Muhammad the Prophet. For the Christians, it's the Bible, mostly the New Testament and Christ Jesus. So we Muslims who want to have dialogue and working relationships with Christians or Jews, we should feel obligated to study or read what governs their life with respect and not with prejudices. And some of us are not prepared to do that, so they should not head up such an effort. If they have an interest, they should follow those who head up such an effort, who are free and not restrained by envy or jealousy or dislike for Christians or any kind of negative thing. You see? Those are the ones that should head up such an effort. And the same thing from the Christians and Jews side, the side of the Christians and Jews. When they want to dialogue with one another and with us as Muslims, we should make sure that there is at least a welcome by all parties for one another, for each other, and also for what governs their life. And then be honest and open. Our acquaintance could grow stronger. Now, how does acquaintance grow stronger for anybody, a friend or anybody? It grows stronger when you experience each other, living with each other, or having some dealings with each other. Yeah. So the acquaintance should grow stronger and stronger. At first, it should be just talking about similarities for faith, you know? Similarities for faith. We believe in the same God. We believe in angels. We believe in the revealed scriptures. We believe in all these these are similarities. It should start with just faith. But then, at some time, our embracing each other upon our common faith in God and etc., should progress to our aspiration. What do you want in this neighborhood? What do you want in the United States? Do we want similar things for ourselves and our children, you know? Yeah. So we should begin to address our aspirations. What do Christians want? What is the life and freedoms that Christians want in America? What Jews want? What Muslims want? We're the newcomer, so we have to tell them what we want, right?
Yes,
We have to tell them what we want. And lastly, we have to be willing to tell them that our scriptures take issues with Christians and Jews. We have some issues, and we want to have a good feeling being your neighbor. And we can't have that good feeling being your neighbor not disclosing to you things that will not make you that happy with us, but necessary to come out, because when everything comes out, you have better chance for better relations. If a husband and a wife keep secrets from each other and just reveal nothing to each other but that they know each other gonna love, something is gonna bring out something, some situation, something, some event, some happening is gonna bring out what they're hiding one day. And now they got not only what they were hiding working against them being comfortable with one another, but they got deceit also working against them being comfortable with each other. So let's not deceive each other. Let's put the truth on the table.
Brother Imam, in reference, we mentioned a few minutes ago, you mentioned Carter G. Woodson.
Yes.
And we was talking about freedom. And in that book that Carter G. Woodson, he wrote, Miseducation of the Negro.
Yes.
And he mentioned in the book and that the only person that was educated would go to the church would be the ones that was looking to, you know, for money or to line their pockets, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So would that statement would be something that would be helping the church and the people who was being educated not to go there? How is this? How do you think that would fit in with what someone like Carter G. Woodson, who is trying to bring the people, you know, up to a certain level intellectually?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know, I can't agree with that
Yes, sir.
opinion.
Yes, sir.
I know that there are many people who will see an opportunity to make a comfortable life, that is financially,
Yes, sir.
money,
Yes, sir.
materially, if they step into the role of a preacher or leader of a church.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of them have been attracted to become leaders in the church for that reason. But I know that the better church leaders that have kept the church alive for all these many, many generations were not going into the church because of the money that they could get. They were going so that they could serve humanity under God. That's what I believe.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of them are very intelligent, educated. They graduated from colleges and universities. Mm-hmm. And then they went to the divinity school and got their divinity school qualifications too. So I can't agree that, but I can understand that expression, and I don't take offense to such an expression. Why? Because we know, especially today, we have too many people that's claiming to be interested in telling us all about God and how to get ourselves ready for God, you know, to meet God. And their lifestyle is a lifestyle of hustling people, people who hustle, the ignorant people, you know. The lifestyle of people who hustle the ignorant masses. Hmm. Um, uh, and their principles are not there. The real principles of a religious person or a religious leader, we don't see them shining in that, you know. They are not illuminated by virtues and decency and honesty and truth. We don't see that when we look at them. We see show business, you know, and we see money collected at the end of the show. Yeah. So I can understand that kind of criticism of the church leadership, and that and you know that we hate to knock anybody, but we know that it had to be Christianity for Islam too, and Christianity. We find a lot of a good percentage of the leaders uneducated and not established for their intelligence. Okay, so there is a problem, no doubt. Mm-hmm.
So would that be a kind of a hinder or slow back
Mm-hmm.
in the growth, or should I say in the gain for
Mm-hmm.
African Americans particularly,
Mm-hmm.
of achieving their goal of freedom?
Yes,
You know,
I do believe that.
Yes, sir.
Because in the earlier history, when we had leaders really making great contribution to the betterment of African American life and conditions, those leaders were intelligent. They're known for their intelligence. And most of them were educated. If they weren't educated, they were in situations to be educated and doing the best they could to get more education. Whereas the motive now is not that popular. That kind of motive is not so popular now. Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do. I think you're correct. It has a lot to do with the deteriorating community life and moral life and spirituality of our people.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I appreciate the comments and your questions and comments. I think
you.
they have been very helpful for this presentation. Very helpful. And I would like to take the last few minutes that we have to address this life that has gotten separated, that got cut off from the lifeline of our people. The lifeline of our people. When I say the lifeline of our people, I'm talking about the best tradition, the best performances we have in our time that we have been in America as a people. Mm-hmm. So I'm addressing that separation from that cutoff from that absence of conscience as to what that did for us to bring us to where we are today as a free people in these United States. And I would like to make a strong appeal to our people at home, to the parents: uphold decency. Stand up for decency. Don't let yourself be so burdened at home with the work you have to do to get ready for work and the work you have to do to keep the home like you want to keep it. Don't let 2 jobs burden you so much that you can't have a word in defense of decency when it's necessary. If you see your children or your house getting nasty, speak out against it. You see the behavior of persons in the family getting nasty, speak out against it. Even if it means being hated by the household, speak out against it. Because the real friendship is standing up for what's good for a person, not ignoring what's bad for a person and seeing them go to hell or to the garbage can, and not try to stop it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and peace be unto you.
All right.
We pray, God, we will meet again soon, and we'll be addressing a subject of interest, one of the major issues for this time in community life. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.